Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome to another Super Metroid SGLIVE online race between AceZer0 and BrakeJake. I am Derp. Joining me on comms and tracking is D-Web, also notable for being the person organizing the tournament. How you doing today, D-Web?
Oh, doing pretty good, Derp. It's another exciting day. We have a packed weekend. Today, people decided to actually spread their matches out a little bit, so should have a whole lot of fun races coming at you today. I know Beamer and Ikira have been underway here for a little bit, and then we're over here in Group E for AceZer0 versus BrakeJake.
Yeah, and we were talking about it a little bit before the race started. This is actually one of the most important races of the day, I would say. Group E's actually, I think coming into it, I thought all four players were very close in skill, and I thought any of them could win the group. And Nick player's kind of been proving me wrong by running the gauntlet. There are three very good runners in this group, other than Nick player, who's just been 2-0ing everyone. But I still think all three are capable of getting second. AceZer0, this is their first match outside of Nick player. BrakeJake yesterday faced P-Toil, the bottom seed of the group, who I think is the best bottom seed in the tournament, and actually split 1-1. So this group is still wide open.
Absolutely, yes. If anyone didn't see or hear about things that occurred in that first match of BrakeJake versus P-Toil, to call it an adventure would be the understatement of the century. Of pretty strange seed. The logic was kind of goofy. The map made the logic's goofiness even weirder. There were a lot of shambles on both players' parts, and the winning time was 1 hour and 44 minutes. So yeah.
Definitely exciting to see if you like some of the more out there seeds. I actually did not watch it, but sounds like I might have to go back and catch it. We have a
If you're
speed start, by the way, which I'm not a huge fan of, but hopefully we're still able to get this ceiling item. Worst case, we can spark to it.
Yeah, both players actually having a little bit of issues here with this damage boost. I think Ace tried to run under the Rio, I think is what that thing is called. And getting hit by that messes with the like oscillation of its swing, and both runners are actually sparking up there, which is pretty unusual. Well, very unusual to see because like getting exactly speed there is like at best what 1 in 36. And even those odds are probably not completely true because of just how frequently Morph is vanilla.
Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers. Speed early is fairly common because, like, again, you could theoretically get any item early on, but it's going to be weighted towards an item that gets you through bomb blocks, and you find power bombs anyways, so I guess that speed could have been anything after all. But either way, not the most normal of starts. Also, I don't love starting with speed because you're kind of seeing it already. Moving around with speed and no high jump is really annoying. Even if you have experience with it, the way it impacts your jump height is just so hard to deal with.
If you are not like specifically like vanilla grinding low percent speed, like how do you move? The answer is badly because it's awkward. And as you know, you want to go fast and hold the run button, and instead holding the run button, you go fast horizontally and then vertically. It's like lol, have fun. But speaking of fun, we are in Red Tower with power bombs and missiles, but no supers.
Yeah,
And
I
both our runners
would
look like they're hesitating.
maybe farm up some health for Ace. Totally. They took a hit from the big hopper. These are not dropping health either. Goodness. They're actually going to go all the way down to the refill. But they tried to do a blue keep to kill the hopper, and it hit them anyways. So that one was a bit awkward, but we're fine. We've got a couple
Unfortunately,
down here.
no spazer check ability here. We do not have a super missile, so we're just going to look at these 3 doors. Hopefully, find something good, potentially good, especially because they did both save those power bombs by doing that speed ball. This is like a really power bomb intensive area if you're only on 5, especially this early. So that's really useful because you need that power bomb to get in, then you gotta lay a power bomb to get this miner, which is a super, very, very nice. And then you're gonna need another one to get out.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't hate the decision to just leave. I guess you can do a Fantoon here. It's a little sketchy, but realistically, if it's not great here, you don't want to be here.
Yeah,
Even
I
if
very much agree
you're
with that.
not even getting that much out of it, because you're probably going to be able to get back to the bottom of Red Tower, and you're only getting one item. So I wouldn't hate the play to just leave the area. It looks like both of them are going to at least check the boss. So
It's really interesting. Yeah, like if I'm in a position like obviously like you find Kraid 4 minutes in like we did, right? Typically you're gonna have 2 killable bosses. But if Fantoon is this bad as far as like actually killing, like it isn't great. Thankfully, like I think this is a better outcome than Fantoon if we're being honest, because you know you can't kill it and you know what the boss is versus hey, it's Fantoon, I could probably death loop here for a few, 10 minutes for
yeah,
only one
definitely.
major.
Fantoon being able to kill you in 3 hits can be a little bit difficult to deal with. But yeah, the super missiles were the real prize from this area. That lets them do a few things. We'll see what order of things they want to do. There are 2 more portals to check, although one of them is technically out of logic with the tube. And then there's Spazer, which they can go back to. I wouldn't hate the decision to go to Spazer first, actually, given that we're just on such low equipment. Looks like BrakeJake is going straight to this. I call this above Kraid, this portal here. I don't know what you call
Yeah,
it.
same here, just because that's how it's labeled on the tracker. Yeah, so what I would have done was this portal left regardless, done Spazer, and then done Tube. And then because this was Business Center, I would have just been like, okay, I'm coming back here. BrakeJake says, I'm just going to check this item. And of course, the benefit of not doing this right now is say High Jump and Spazer are both E-Tanks, then you can do Ice for free. Of course, we get another dead end immediately here. Shoutouts to Crockemeyer. So neither runner actually doing Spazer before this. That's definitely interesting. I would like the likelihood, especially because we've already found like we've checked 2 majors, both of them were unique items. Decent odds that you get 2 tanks, but we just get Varia and it's free, and you don't have to do any hell runs in this seed.
Yeah.
What a start here.
I was gonna say, I think I would have actually done the Spazer check first, and in theory would have been rewarded, because even if that and the high jump item were a tank, then that gives you pretty easy access to the ice check. But I guess that doesn't matter anymore. We don't need to worry about the ice check. We just have our Varia suit.
It is still a little awkward because, well, for BrakeJake, it's funnily enough, it's kind of less awkward. But like, you kind of still want Spazer, even though if it's a tank, you're actually totally fine now with Varia. But like, you would also like to just do the Bubble Mountain items because now you have Varia and Speed, and they're very quick and good checks.
Yeah, the speed booster is actually pretty underrated for Bubble Mountain, just because of how much it speeds up the speed check. Ironically enough, turns out that's kind of the whole point of the check, is that you get speed and you get to run out way faster than you come in. But now we can
Yeah,
run
what
fast on both ways.
is it? You're making me think. Like, I feel like a good chunk of the items have like a tutorial like immediately, right? Like you get speed booster, you get that long hallway, and it's like, oh, you run really fast and turn blue. You get ice, and if you take the correct route out, quote unquote, you got those enemies that you can freeze to get on the platforms or whatever. Wave has a wave gate that you can shoot through. Plasma has enemies that you can now kill. So we're going this way, yeah. So BrakeJake is
No,
just
I
kind
like
of
this. I like this.
going forward here. So he's not gonna know about Croc. He's not gonna know about Tube. He's not gonna know what's in Spazer. But he's gonna get this portal check plus some more items.
Yeah, I was actually gonna. Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
But I was gonna mention, like, this is a little bit more awkward for BrakeJake because he didn't check that other side of Business Center. So I was wondering if he would actually leave the area to check that portal. Looks like he's just going the normal way to Bubble Mountain. But yeah, BrakeJake just sent it into the rest of Upper Norfair, so we'll not have that knowledge, but we'll be getting here. We may actually be playing for portals, though, rather than just going straight to Bubble Mountain. Whereas I think Ace is just going straight for the checks.
Yeah, Upper Norfair is interesting. Obviously, the two Business Center portals are right next to each other, and it's very easy to couple those. And especially if you find this, this area early, like we have, and we also do have that various suit. The other three portals are like not the closest to each other. Did Richie get the short charge? Ooh, it was close.
It's gonna go for it again.
Yeah, it's a
Well, I
6
know.
short charge, and it's very useful if you do the RVO speed runs. But yeah, just gonna decide that we want to go up here. Ace gonna try right side. Does look like she is. Ooh, got the first one. I think the first one's the trickiest one, but the second one is laughing at me and saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm tricky too." Actually, it's really minor, but I like reserve first, just because you're going left first and then you're gonna end on the right. But it kind of doesn't matter, and coming out of the speed door gives you an easy setup for the D boost, which is kind of the only real way to get over there right now.
So it looks like with BrakeJake missing that spark, he might also just go into Bubble Mountain and do these checks. So good chance we're just both doing the same thing here. Screw attack is a nice find early on.
Yeah, we have a very, despite the E-tank situation, we have a very healthy start here. Already the Varia, so no heat damage ever in this seed. And Screw Attack, pretty much negates damage from almost every enemy that will ever be in your way, as long as you're not underwater without the gravity suit. So, very, very nice start here.
Struggle a little bit with that wall jump. Have I spread the reserve hypo jump propaganda to you yet, D-Web? I've actually put a decent amount of time into grinding out that hypo jump because routing Norfair Reserve first is so good in these settings because you can clear Bubble Mountain clockwise and then end on the wave to do single chamber portal check. But it does require a hypo jump to get there.
Hypo jumps are definitely a very tricky technique that can be very useful, both here in Upper Norfair and in Lower Norfair. In that worst room of the game, it's a lot less common, especially in area, because you very seldom are in the Lower Norfair from the front and having to do that. And if you are, you should probably have a better way to do that room, but you never know. But yeah. I agree. I was saying that if you could have, done that D boost, which H very nicely did to get over that first, you would have been in a pretty good spot. Unfortunately, missed that jump and had to right side ball jump again. It went better that time for her though. So
yeah, luckily that one wasn't too bad. But like you say, even if you want to put in time to practice the hypo jump, the gains aren't super beneficial because you're only really using it in the situation where you have Varia and no other movement items. Because otherwise, you don't really want to be checking Bubble Mountain anyways. But
and
you
if
also
you
have
are,
to
you would.
not know single chamber because if you do, then you don't really want to end your checks on the wave check because then you don't want to go to single chamber. You already know what it is.
And yeah, also like you're saying, without Varia, I typically like to come in here from a portal already. So yeah, but I mean, with speed, it definitely changes the factors. But we got a second E-tank here finally, and we're gonna be getting some more portal information here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, especially with Ace not having done the croc door like BrakeJake already did. You have 3 portals here, and like if one of them is good, you kind of just want to leave. But especially like, so say this isn't great, but then like if Ace decides to do Chronic before Croc Door, and that's like Green Burn, for example, you're gonna be in a similar situation they were in Red Tower, where it's like I want to do this, but there's a door I haven't checked, and you just kind of have to figure out what you're gonna do. And BrakeJake's actually doing this for the item.
Would you jump down Redfish here? I think I might.
I would not, because I would just want to do like you have Chronic and Croc Door, and even if those aren't great, you have Tube and Spacer. And if Tube's not great, then you can go up Red Tower. Like Falling Down West can definitely be good, but like it's like if that was the last Bubble Mountain check, then I would do it. But it's the first one, so I kind of like just leaving.
I might have been inclined to just send it there. It's not great, but the odds of getting a good portal are pretty high. And then while you are orphaning a lot of portals, I actually like it better in Ace's situation because they already
Yeah, you got-
know the other side of Business Center elevator. And I feel like that one's a lot less awkward than one of the two Upper Norfair portals that are on this side. But it looks like Ace is just going to, despite taking the save, just going to go back and check these portals. So we'll get to see what's that Chronic.
I like the save, you know, if you think about it, if this is nothing and also Croc Door is nothing, which Croc Door is debatably nothing, you can go back to that save and check out things from there. And funnily enough, if you'd fallen all the way down, you'd have just ended up here. But yeah, now Ace is gonna have the decision of, do I reset and check Main Street specifically? She can even take another save here and probably not save that much time, as she is struggling a little bit with this gate glitch here.
Last
Final
missile.
missile.
Let's go.
I've
That
definitely
gate glitch is
struggled with the.
impossible if you have Varia. If you don't have Varia and you have to get it, I feel like I usually get it first or second try. And then when you have all the time in the world, it just never works.
Yeah. See it. Ace could save here close to Crocomire and then, like, you know, like go back to the redfish save, and if the main street's nothing, you could come back here, or you could just fall all the way down again. And then yeah, things are kind of awkward for BrakeJake. I think BrakeJake should probably not do the gate glitch, just go the normal way and then end up being a Croc. So yeah, Ace is going. Thought Ace was gonna save. Did I assume she looked at the door? It was really fast. I was looking at BrakeJake's screen.
Yeah, she looked at the door.
Okay, and it looks like just gonna IBJ here. I would turn off screw attacks. Turn off screw attack. Oh, now you're now you're in trouble.
Well,
Yeah, I think you just reset the room here. Yeah, you're not IBJing here. You're just not. Yeah, turn off screw attack. The blocks are back.
yeah, I kind of forgot these blocks respawn. I feel like there's in the ones that are breakable in pantry, do those not respawn? Did I make that up? Did I make up their bomb blocks in pantry?
The bomb blocks in pantry.
I think some of the platforms are breakable, but maybe I'm just going insane in my old age.
Your old age, Derp. We're not gonna go there right now. But yeah, BrakeJake is trying the other method of getting over here, which is a pretty tight. I want to say it's a stutter 3 short charge. Okay, is he gonna? Okay, you broke one. Don't break another. They both did the same thing.
Goodness.
Yeah, and it's awkward.
Can you make
Yeah.
this with a crouch jump? I don't think so.
He's just gonna bomb it himself, just to, you know, for good measure.
This is a rough scenes here from both runners having trouble with the same thing. At least both runners are having the same problems, right?
Yeah. So I expect Ace does at least first item Croc here. Not having done Spacer does make this decision a little awkward. Oh goodness.
BrakeJake, what are you doing?
he was in the right spot and decided to just, you know, jump. No one wants to press start right now. It's illegal.
I mean, it's huge time loss. You lose like 7 seconds.
So Ace has not a lot of missiles, but a bajillion supers, so Croc will be totally fine. Yeah, get out of this lava very quickly. You're gonna have to crystal flash here in a second if you're not careful. And yeah.
I don't know if this is enough health to spark across even.
Yeah, I was gonna say that if you try and go back up and spark, that also might not work. So yeah, just do a little IBJ here, get your 30th super.
Yeah, you can do the IBJ from that platform on the left, and the bomb bounce is more than enough to get you across. So it looks like
it's off with a little double. So nothing good here at the start. Seen some interesting things. I know different people feel different ways about, you know, second item Croc, especially in different scenarios. You do have very early, so that's one of the big ticket items in the game, and you know that kind of decreases the value of the second item here. On the other hand, gravity is a lot harder to replace than Varia as far as like not getting specifically one item. So you know, feel different ways about things. I do. One of the other, you know, understated, or, you know, things that some people might not think about, especially like at this early situation, There's a really good farm right here in Crocomire, and you know, not only do you not get the drops from Croc himself if you leave, but you know that farm right there is, it's always good, and you know it's not heated, which is actually pretty rare in this game. A lot of the like 5 bug farms are all in heated rooms somehow.
Just all of them
And
except
then,
that one, I guess. I don't think there's
yeah,
another one.
and, like the Meridia farms are like 3 bugs, or they have like way worse super drop rates. It's
I guess the Meridia farm in Batuni tank is 5 bugs as well.
yeah, they just have crap super drops comparatively, I think at least.
I don't know exactly. BrakeJake technically does have enough health to go get that item, but it is a little bit sketchy and
And he decides to spike suit for fun.
sure,
I
why not?
appreciate it. But yeah, just an E-tank here. So it's like both of our runners are going to end up doing that double check. And like we said, with Varia and Screw, energy is not at a, you know, doesn't have a ton of value here. Basically, the only thing you need energy for right now is like reverse acid dive. Otherwise, you basically are fine to do anything.
BrakeJake
As
gonna
long as
spark
you don't. I don't think he has enough health to spark back.
No, he does.
Oh, he does. Yeah, you're right. That's way more
We'll
than
get a
enough.
little high five at Croc's corpse.
He's charged a spark she is not going to use. I like doing that sometimes as well.
I mean, it's like running through Red Tower. You'll get a spark, but unless you, well, depending on what category you're playing in vanilla, you'll charge a spark there and then not use it, but you're still gonna activate. Like you're still gonna crouch to stop for the door. At least I always have.
So
And then some categories
Phaser,
will spark, but others won't.
and then likely we're gonna check the tube. And
Sounds
if
good.
that's not good, we're probably just gonna end up at the top
That
of Red
worked.
Tower here.
Almost worked for BrakeJake. That was cool.
It does work if you're high enough. You needed, I think, to just go like one more wall jump up.
Yeah, I think those first 4 platforms that BrakeJake is jumping across are bomb blocks, technically. I'm surely not making that up. Surely.
I don't think they are, but I wouldn't. I mean, you're making me reconsider, but I don't think they are.
Ooh, that's actually kind of close for Ace. I thought that might bonk the platform, which would have... You can still check the portal, but it would have been a pain. It turns out it doesn't matter anyways, since it is not a doable location. Aqueduct is nice to know about, though.
Yeah, for sure. I'd rather know about it now, especially than you know, looking for things. And if you find them back later, and it's like your other portals outstanding or really far away, you're kind of priced into just doing that. But I mean, given what's around that, you might end up being priced into it anyway, frankly, because getting back here is like a trek all the way through Upper Norfair from somewhere, or meme route. Or you're going to be coming from all the way at the top of Red Tower, which is also kind of slow. So Ace does look like she wants to do this early X-ray check. This is in logic because we have Variasuit and bombs, so I don't mind this play.
I mean, if it's in logic, I think it's definitely correct to do. Although, I would probably do it either way. Looks like Ace is just gonna do the early X-ray setup. Went for just a jump in with Screw Attack and Speed, but that doesn't really work out. The setup deboosting off the spikes is a little scary. We got there though. And of course we have the bombs if things go south.
So everything looks good right now. Oop, didn't get the deboost back. Yeah, that made that awkward. But this is why, logically, the game wants you to have a backup. So you can just, you know, do this if you mess up. At least on the dash side of things, there is no difficulty level that will expect you to do the full, like, any percent glitch setup, which is what most, you know, people will do to, you know, check this if they do want to do it early. I've recently discovered...
Doesn't even want it.
The second reserve with Varia is a bit of a slap in the face. I like skipping. I have recently discovered that the beginning of the setup is actually not that hard because despite literally never practicing in my life, I have gotten all the way to the end of the setup twice. Haven't pulled off that final deboost yet. Mostly because I don't know the timing of when you want to get hit by the waivers, and I end up getting hit by the spikes, and that throws everything off. But yeah, like the beginning of this actually, it's not super bad. You have to be like, this part is tight, but like, I don't know, the visual is just kind of obvious, at least to me. And yeah, that's like, this is the thing that happens. You get hit on spikes, you get a lot fewer iframes, and then you end up in. Yeah,
I was gonna say, here's BrakeJake to show what the timing is, and then BrakeJake kind of messed up everything, but he's got bombs, so it's fine.
And if the waivers are, you know, coming at you with malicious intent, you can elect to do a power bomb for one of your IBJs, and that'll get rid of them. Or it could bounce you onto the platform like a POW.
What a sequence of events from BrakeJake. And of course, ends up with the reserve.
Yeah, so not the reward we were looking for, but we are both just going up here. Ace isn't doing the alpha powerbomb miners. I feel like people skip those a lot more these days than they used to, which is, you know, interesting to me because, you know, miners definitely are very prevalent in the meta as far as your in-game damage output for killing bosses, specifically Mother Brain. And there are not a ton of rooms where there are two miners in a singular room. It's like alpha power bombs, aqueducts, right sandpit, and like the Bryn Reserve area, and Big Pink. But that's like 5 total.
So, I was actually gonna say I kind of disagree with AceZero's play to leave the moat behind instead of going to Criteria Crabs. She went up the Red Tower elevator, which I think that portal is better to Orphan than the Criteria Crab portal, and even if it's bad, you can always just spark back. But then gets rewarded with the Green Bryn that has eluded both runners until now, so I guess everything works out.
Yeah, we are, again, you know, having left that tube portal for a while and finally cleaned it up, we decided we needed another portal to Orphan, so here we are, not knowing where Criteria Crab goes. But yeah, we got basically everything we could ever want for Green Bryn Star, and we're a singular item from Go Mode, minus ammo, of course, so that power bomb was one tile too far to the right.
That's a super I've ever seen that Ace is not going to get, at least not soon. Yeah, I do think at least like the players I've been practicing with generally still been doing this alpha powerbomb check. Actually, we've had debates on whether or not to do beta powerbombs, which is something you really never saw, but it's not a slow check. You know, it's just another ammo that you can grab early. Like, people used to do it if they needed the ammo, but it's not a bad check if you just want to do it once you get to the area.
It's it was one of those things, you know, when we used to just play a vanilla map, like, you know, at the end of the game you were gonna come by all of this stuff, and you had like, it was a pretty like linear / binary decision as far as what you wanted to do with it. In area, Red Tower is typically pretty early just because of how many portals it has. Like, you have to get around the map somehow. Probably you're gonna find Red Bryn Star sooner rather than later. So, you know, especially
yeah,
like, you know,
the full path of ammo checks at the end of the game with the alpha and beta power bombs, and then Criteria landing site power bombs, and then Gauntlet.
Wreck ship if you do that last.
Yeah, there's plenty of ammo checks in ship that some of them are seen nowadays, some of them are less so.
So Ace is stopping and starting a little bit here. I'm hoping it's thinking. I know she was having a bit of controller issues yesterday and also some PC issues yesterday and a little bit today, so I'm keeping an eye on that. I hopefully, you know, like I said, it was just thinking, and you got to figure out, you know, probably you're just thinking about where these portals are going to go and what's actually good for you. Honestly, there's a pretty decent chance we end up back in Criteria just because that's like close to half of the remaining portals.
We still have 3 criteria portals.
So
Good chances for that.
she's not through attacking those enemies because she wanted to use her ammo, I guess. But nothing big so far here. Just a couple of tanks, which again, tanks are not what we need at this current moment.
Well, there's our 3rd reserve. There are only 3 reserves in these seeds, because one of them was removed for double jump, which for the players would much rather find than a 3rd reserve.
So 2 more majors here. This is also like a ridiculously skewed ammo seed right now. Ace has 55 supers and 15 missiles. I don't know why BrakeJake has 10 more, but he does. I think they were in Croc maybe, but like
Well, BrakeJake got the one at Alpha PBs, so
oh
he'll
yeah.
actually have 60 at the end of Red Tower.
Yeah, so the ratio is 3-2-1, and the 3 is the missiles, and right now the missiles are looking much more like the 1.
Did
It's
AC
on Ace's
check
side.
the charge item?
She might not have.
I just sent it straight down here. I mean, surely the power bomb would have revealed it, but I didn't see what it was. I guess it wasn't gravity though, because if you get gravity, I don't think you'd bother doing this check, because you're just go mode with this much ammo, basically. You're so close.
Yeah, and especially if you have gravity, there's going to be a bajillion miners on your path. We've yet to, go into 3 of the 4 boss areas, and Aqueduct plus Precious is 3 like completely and utterly free miners. There's several very, very on path of Lower Norfair, and Wreck Ship has Spooky, Left Super, and Ocean. So we will be totally fun on ammo, as every major in here was a tank, all 5 of them. That's really fun.
Green Britain not exactly having the goods today. Did have a lot of supers though, which pretty useful. That was pre-aqueduct?
It was.
Okay.
Pixels
So,
away from a
bad
unnecessary fanfare.
There are a couple bad portals here still. Turian, back of East. Back of Ship's also pretty bad, because I don't actually think we can do it.
I think if you're really, really
possible.
careful and smart, it is probably possible, but yeah, it wouldn't be good. And that looks like back of... Nope. Well, I mean...
Oh, this is bad too. I didn't even see this one.
Trying to figure out which is closer to where you want to go is non-trivial, and I think it is actually just back through Green Bryn, yeah. He's trying to decide, because the bottom here goes to Chronic, and then you're doing all of Upper Norfair, and then you have to go all the way up Red Tower, versus if you go through Green Bryn, you're at the top of Red Tower.
This
And
does
there's
skip
nothing for you in...
one
I
elevator.
mean, unless you bootless dive, then there's nothing for you in Upper Norfair.
Yeah, I don't know if this was faster. It does skip one elevator, because you don't have to go up the Green Bryn elevator and then down Red Tower. You just have to go up Norfair.
So much more of Red Tower, though. And, like, a pretty similar amount of Green Bryn versus Upper Norfair.
I do think you're right that Green Bryn's actually comes out to be faster. Especially with Ace spending a lot of time thinking there.
And also, the Chronic Pursuit specifically kind of sucks speed only. I have definitely failed that hell run multiple times on stream in a race.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes, but I guess, well, on the one hand, criteria looks like is basically where we have to go right now. So like not checking that portal that both of them didn't check at the crab is like not punishing them. On the other hand, and this is like an insane play, but like you could have not done Green Bryn and been fine assuming you get charged, but even with charged, we also have no other beams. So I guess, I mean, there are 3 majors in criteria, so it is totally possible that both Lower Norfair and Mama Turtle are possible places that could have progression if high jump specifically is in criteria. Otherwise, we basically just have to find front of Wreck Ship or back of Lower Norfair. And BrakeJake is also going this way, funnily enough.
made the decision much faster. So
And
that's
then
gonna be
waffled here.
then immediately started second guessing. AceZer0 has pulled out a pretty sizable lead, actually. I think obviously there were a couple skip checks that BrakeJake did. You can see the ammo situation is a little bit worse, but she might actually end up doing alpha power bombs now, so giving some of that time back. But I also think she has had a little bit better execution in this race so far, and has made a little bit cleaner decisions. The routing has been slightly better. BrakeJake actually got to that and reset. Where is this resetting though?
I'm pretty sure he saw that earlier, so I guess he just forgot that that's where it was. That's possible.
Yeah, but like, what are we?
Having gone through, it is definitely better to just keep going and not go back through Greenburn, though. I would think.
Going back through Greenburn actually isn't too bad, especially with speed to get through to the other side. Because there's a lot of tiles, but it's all condensed into a bunch of big rooms. So if you're able to move through the rooms well, it doesn't take too long. This room sucks though, especially with speed no high jump. Like, this room is kind of miserable, I won't lie. What was up here?
Don't know what. This is pre-aqueduct.
I think BrakeJake might be getting a little bit dizzy.
Yes. So yes, we're gonna see this portal, and again, like, I mean, we haven't seen wreck ship at all. This looks like it's one of them. It is. It's the back though.
Yeah, I would just go to the other side of Criteria, I think.
I would definitely just go to the other side of Criteria, especially because you could option all three of the majors, and it's not that slow even because you got speed and screw. But Ace says, to heck with all of that. I'm just gonna do this very risky back to front wreck ship.
Yeah, it is doable, but again, if you mess things up, you can get stuck in this room. It's coming up.
Yes.
BrakeJake is spending a lot of time waffling here. This is time that, well, AceZer0 isn't doing the safest play necessarily.
I think she's stuck already. Can you make that one? Oh, I don't. Can you make this one?
I think this is the one you can't make, right? Or maybe.
Can the fish help you out here?
I think so. But
you need a fish boost. Yeah, that's what someone's saying. Chat is saying.
Yeah. I don't know when the last time AceZer0 saved, so.
X-ray is not going to help you, I don't think.
Yeah, I think this was just too hasty of a decision. Maybe he felt pressured into it by how badly the last 30 minutes have gone, how much nothing they've found in, you know, Red Tower and Upper Norfair and Greenburn.
Okay, got up there with a fish boost, very nicely done. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, it's a strange decision because almost certainly you were just going to find the front on the other side of Criteria, and in that case, you also would have been able to look at BT, which is slower because you have to fight. Yeah,
you need to be on this one right here.
Well, you also might need to do a bomb jump, like sponge bath style. I don't know for sure. I have never done this.
The water height of sponge bath?
It looks higher, doesn't it?
I thought this wall jump was just possible, but maybe I'm not. Maybe
it looks kind of not. I'm not sure.
I could have sworn it was. Maybe I'm misremembering. But yeah, this is given time for BrakeJake to catch up. If he does end up going through, I also do think it kind of confirms how much faster Greenburn is. But yeah, if BrakeJake doesn't decide to do this and just goes over to Criteria, could be a lot of time made up depending on what those two portals are. AceZer0 does finally get that bomb jump.
Yeah, again, we're probably going to, I mean, I assume we're looking at least two majors here. You know, you might not do Gauntlet and you might not do BT because of bombs, but you're definitely doing Terminator. And again, that could just be high jump, which would be amazing.
Funny enough, in this situation, I think I skip 230, or I skip Bomb Teresa and I actually go to Gauntlet. because there's 2 ammo checks at the back, and then just go back for
And
this. But this is the high jump that we needed, so it doesn't matter.
BrakeJake says no to both BT and Gauntlet, and I'm just gonna say is rewarded with high jump. I mean, who knows? You know, it's possible that Ice is at one of the other ones, and you kind of wanted that as well, because Zulus is definitely possible. You have seen the front of Aqueduct, which is available
Yeah,
with
there's
high
the
jump.
front of
But
ship.
yeah, of course, like that was always what's gonna happen here. We were gonna find both parts of Wreck Ship, and yeah, like we were talking about, BrakeJake is not going to have spent all of that time and is going to have high jump for all of Wreck Ship, and
This is actually
doable.
this map is really awkward from here because either this other criteria portal is Turian, and then we have to find our way back to the other 2 areas, or it's one of the boss areas, and then Turian's at the end of the other. Which, like, if this is back of East at the Kago portal, then that means we will have to do a back to front, or a front to back Lower Norfair rather, which I guess actually isn't that bad. The bad one would be if this is back of LN here, and then we have to do a front to back East.
Well, it's bad if it's a forced front to back Lower Norfair, but gravity is also down there, which like non-zero chance, you know. But Ridley here, another energy tank. That is all we have found outside of that high jump in the last like 15 minutes, and Ace doesn't have that high jump yet. So
Yeah, they'll get it soon though.
it's another thing that's a little bit more awkward here. Like if you had done, especially if you'd done like all 3 of those criteria majors, you'd have a very, very good indication of how much of this wreck ship that you want to do. Frankly, for both of them, it's a little awkward here unless you specifically find gravity, like, you know, here or at E-Tank.
I mean, I'd argue just here, even the E-Tank's a little awkward. But yeah, that does bring up the question that I was gonna ask. If these first 2 items aren't gravity, do you do top of ship here?
Yes. Well, see, because you have high jumps, you can definitely do Lower Norfair. It's tricky.
I
still think yes.
I think at the beginning of the tournament, I would say no. I think I've been burned by a suit there enough in practice that I would probably do it here. Again, I'm doing it after the other 2 checks, but if it is gravity there, it's very good.
Yes, indeed it is.
And if not, it's very bad. That's the only item that helps us, basically.
I mean, again, there are options of. I mean, if like gravity can be about to an E-Tank, that is like that is possible regardless of the portal situation or the rest of the seed that we're about to find out. So, and yeah,
True.
Ace is doing bowling before even the E-Tank, which I have like radicalized myself into literally never doing ever, and it debatably helped me win a race last year. Doing just like obviously this is 2 and E-Tank is only 1, but especially for Ace, you're going out the front regardless here. So, like that doesn't factor into things, and bowling is just a lot longer. Like it just is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You're always going out the front here for Ace. Like, are they gambling on like hitting exactly back of East here and then having to go to the back? Because if that's the case, you're kind of screwed anyways.
Oh my! I hadn't even considered that option. Yeah, going in here was like super duper omega risky.
Yeah, I do think it was just a mistake from Ace. A hasty decision, I think is what I said earlier.
Yes.
But everything is gonna be fine at least. We'll see where this gravity suit shows up, or I guess if it shows up.
Space jump is super nice though. Great item. No complaints. Not for me at least. Other people may have complaints about the physics outside of water, but you know, not everything can be perfection.
I like space jump. I'm not a huge fan, but I am a huge fan of having movement items, and space jump is that.
Yeah, well, you know, at least on BrakeJake's side, be completing the trifecta. I don't know why you would turn high jump off underwater, but you know, go crazy. Oh, it's for the jump at the end here. That does make sense.
It makes sense, but turning it off underwater is a little suspicious. Just an E-Tank there, so it's up to the gravity item. Looks like BrakeJake did save scum this, so it's just gonna go to the top, I imagine.
Yeah. Again, it's gravity item, or like I said, we have high jump, so lower Norfair is in logic, all of it. And then again, like specifically ice beam in criteria potentially is also like, could lead to bot swoon. But Ace does have the opportunity to make up some time if she completely skips the E-tank check. If we don't get gravity, it's kind of a crazy play to do, but it could happen. Especially without knowing the portal, it's so awkward if you.
There's go mode ammo, by the way, for Ace.
Yep.
I've actually been doing a lot of ammo checks here later on that BrakeJake hasn't. So it's actually pulled ahead in ammo by quite a bit. Got a lot of missiles in this area. Also got a super at Sky Missile. Or not Sky Missile, the other one in front of
Maze.
Maze.
Yes. And this is also a thing I feel like, I mean, this is the second time today where I've watched a race and people are doing top of ship. People are checking this item from the back little peak, and
I think it's kind of bad to do that check, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just another E-tank. We're still
You're just going.
Finding our gravity suit. But yeah, you're doing it anyways. What I've started doing is not checking it and then checking the gravity item first and then going back. It's a couple extra door transitions, but if the gravity item is the better item, then you can just skip what's at the reserve. And in this case, they're only looking for one item. It's just the gravity suit. So
I'm an ice beam enjoyer, and I would not want to get gravity and leave ice there, so I would definitely just do reserve first, but I don't hate that play either. But yes, we get a raid. Hello everyone from Speedrunners and Ryuta. And asking a little bit about the HUD. So this is the dash randomizer. It will always display the area that you are currently in. We are playing area randomization, so you're going to see here that wreck ship and criteria are usually connected, but not at that door. So it changes to tell you where you are.
Ace, wait, go back.
Yeah. I mean, if this is back a wreck ship, that's like max punish for specifically not checking that item. And it's Turian.
Oh,
so
awesome.
We're fine, but yeah. And then the number that's over there, 450, that is the damage of a charge shot, assuming you could charge your beam, which we can't right now. Neither runner has the charge beam.
Are we just going to front of LN now?
The only other option is to fall down west, just to... Actually, I think you do fall down west, though, because it's upper Norfair to upper Norfair, and that's where front of LN is. So I think I would actually do that. Because if that's gravity specifically, you save a bunch of time not checking, potentially screw attack.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I mean, also because East Meridian is at the back. So, yeah, actually, I do think, very heads up. Well, number one, I think...
Can Ace get out of this? They dropped the X-ray. Maybe on accident, I'm not sure.
I do think, personally... I'm gonna, give away all of the secret information for anybody who wants to scout me in the future. I would full clear criteria here because I don't want to miss ice. Because again, it is possible that gravity is a botwoon, and I'm certainly not Suitless Crystal flashing there. So we'll see if either of our runners agree.
Did BrakeJake even check the other portal?
He has to have. If he didn't, he's insane.
I think he just left. That's insane.
I mean, it'll work out for him, but yeah, it's completely insane if he didn't. He's just trying to get this high jump Alcatraz, and it did work out.
Surely I just missed it. You're right. Surely.
Somebody in stream can look at the VOD. But yeah, Ace is not doing what I would do, which is just go get that Terminator. You got space and screw. You're coming front to front. It's totally fine.
We're just gonna leave the E-tank hovering there, by the way.
I mean, that's 7 seconds of fanfare you don't have to use. I agree with it.
I agree with it too. It's just funny.
Yes. BT activates when you BT activates when you are in that room and have bombs. That is exactly how it works, and this randomizer showcases that.
Okay, so chat seems to be confirming that BrakeJake did in fact just skip that portal, which is... I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I think that's psychotic. It looks like, well, I was gonna say it looks like the plan might have been to do this little criteria loop, do Gauntlet as well, and then just hope that isn't exactly Turian, but we are going to get kind of punished by the exactly Turian there.
Yeah.
That does make a little more sense. I still think just checking the portal right away is better, though.
Yeah, especially because of how much ammo you have. Like, you don't need these back 2 ammos, like, at all.
Yeah, how much
There's just
ammo
so
you
much in
have
front of
and
you.
how few portals we have left. Because, like, again, 2 of these portals, actually, because back of East isn't good either. Like,
Oh, wow.
2 of these portals are just miserable. That spring ball is big, though. We'll see if that makes any difference. If we don't find gravity, which at this point seems unlikely.
I mean,
that matters.
Like, I mean, if you do my route and you just fall down west with little interim or whatever, I mean, you can even do like save scums to be closer if it's not at, like, if nothing good is at Mama Turtle.
Wait, where?
Like, gravity is in front of us. It has no choice but to be. We've full cleared the rest of the seed.
Are you saying you would just go straight to single chamber, like straight to the Mama Turtle check?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would save at Business Center, and I would just go to single chamber and fall down to Mama Turtle. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I think I would. I don't know.
Yeah, as we were saying, you were saying it in M2 confirmed, he had not checked that item, or that portal. So yeah, very, very punishing. Yeah, Ace is not agreeing with me, both on the criteria full clear and the Mama Turtle check. Yeah, the biggest thing about the Mama Turtle check is that because it's back of Alinda, back of East Meridia, like, it kind of sucks regardless, but I don't think you want to come back out the front to go to the, like, front of East. Even as, like, it's all kind of meh. But yeah, we're here in Lower Norfair, and again, like, somewhere in front of us is the gravity suit. Is it in Lower Norfair? 60% chance, yes. Otherwise, it's Mama Turtle or it's Batoon. But for it to be Batoon, we have to get Ice Beam. Logically.
Right. With Ice Beam, it is in logic, though. So we have the Spring Ball for Snow Climb. I actually don't know if that's... I don't remember if that's required in logic for Dash. I would have to double check. It's been a minute.
What were you asking about?
Well, there's Ice Beam,
hey,
so...
There's Ice Beam.
Does that put in logic? Like, can you Snail Clip? Or Snow Climb, sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was copied over from the stuff that we had taken from the Farrier Rando, so you don't need to be able to grapple. It's just, yeah, Snail Climb is fine. So, if Ace had done the Gauntlet check, that would be Go Mode. Actually, no, because, well... Yeah, so, first of all, chat was asking, both orders have only cleared the Red Chip boss because Kraid's Lair, which is here in Red Tower, is Dragon. And right now, BrakeJake's the only one that can really get out of that.
Yeah, don't really want to do that if you don't have to. And you don't have to because...
Yeah, you're going to end up out of East Meridia, be right next to it, so...
Yeah, exactly. Even if you do end up doing a suitless, I think BrakeJake is... I don't know if BrakeJake uses a tracker, but it kind of feels like he's not doing a great job. Either tracking or remembering the portals, unfortunately.
Yeah. So far, Skippy Mama Turtle looking like it's working out for Ace just because basically there were 5 places for gravity and we eliminated one of them, but we put one of them in logic, so it's basically back to equal. Oh yeah, I forgot BrakeJake didn't even know this. I forgot that part too. That makes not checking that portal even worse earlier on, but you know, I digress. We're past that. We're 53 minutes in. Both runners have only killed 1 boss, so
we are kind of entering the boss rush phase of the seed, so it's not quite as bad as it looks, but it is still not great.
Yeah. Hopefully, this is like Kraid.
Does BrakeJake just not remember the first 10 minutes of the seed? He's really struggling right now. I don't want to like assume the worst, but it really does feel like BrakeJake is a bit lost, like you
We
said.
got the bad outcome here too. It's Fantoon down here in Lower Norfolk. So I was assuming that there were 3 items down here, and that was an assumption. It was not a truth. There's only 2 items down here.
Mhm.
So Mama Turtle is back to being a better play statistically, in theory, but it's
Yeah,
gonna be an
I
easy
think.
fight.
Hmm. This is such a weird situation. Ace does have full portal knowledge, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think they both have the ability to have full portal knowledge, is what I will say.
I'm, yeah, assuming they both have everything tracked, which BrakeJake has done a lot of double checking portals. Surely he's got it down by now. They should have full portal knowledge, and in that case, I think Ace did kind of make a mistake not going to the Mama Turtle check.
Again, because gravity is all you're looking for, and because it's back of Ellen to back of East,
Yeah, because
gravity
you want to do
specifically
that.
there is like it's you have to do it then versus a significant additional amount of backtracking that you're gonna do in the other case of doing Ellen first.
I
And yeah,
will
of course,
say, actually, that Fantoon is go mode for Ace because we know that Kraid. Well, no, it's not go mode because they still can't get out of Dragon, but they can get out of Precious Room because it's Kraid there and they can spark.
yes, that's funny. The wall is Dragon specifically, but not East Meridia, which is an extremely rare occurrence.
Yeah,
But
and I
it
mean,
is the
Ace
truth.
does have a lot of RBO experience. They can definitely pull out the spike suit to get out if necessary.
And that would be the second time today I've seen that happen. Shoutouts to Beamer. He did do the CF interrupt Dragon fight earlier today on stream. I didn't even know that was in his wheelhouse. I'm glad that didn't come up yesterday.
Definitely
But yeah,
something that can be very powerful if the situation demands it. But it's another another one where the situation is kind of rare to happen.
yeah,
The odds
very
that you
map
want to do a
dependent for
Dragon
sure.
without it is kind of low.
So yeah, if this isn't gravity, Ace is in a very precarious, well, not very precarious, but kind of precarious situation. Like, what decision do you make? It's not gravity.
So it's just a 50-50 between Baltoon E-Tank and Mama Turtle now, right?
Yep.
Again, Ace knows that they're going to the back of East. This is just a
And
commit. We're just
like you
sending it.
said, she has the ability to do this area. It will be rather slow because we are going from the back, and without grapple, that changes the timing on things, and it's also a little bit riskier. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you just have to not drop your space jump in Coliseum, but your favorite runner has done that before, especially if your favorite runner happens to be me.
Let's
But
not get ahead of ourselves.
right. But yeah, we can certainly do this here.
Dash allow one-way pickup. What does that mean?
Yes, it does.
Oh
So
yeah, like
like
going down a point of no return to get an item. Yes, in some places.
one of them was removed from the very earliest versions of area, but still like so you could be expected to go down crab hole and like fight Crocomire and get gravity, and that's the only way back up. That is possible. But East Meridia doesn't have any of those abilities.
Yeah, I think the big one is like Spore Spawn. You can be expected to get your supers or your power bombs there.
Or bombs in Fuller Chozo, yeah.
True. And the sand pits are non-logic without gravity.
Yeah.
Even though they're really not that difficult, but I digress.
Yeah. I was talking to someone about that some time ago, and it was like, on the one hand, like it's not the most difficult thing, but on the other hand, especially in area, like the ability for it to be progression pretty quickly in a seed makes it way worse than it is a vanilla map if you like truly consider all of the ramifications. So I do actually like it not being in logic without gravity.
I mean,
Even
there's
if
a lot of things
difficulty
like that.
wise, it
Like I
is
think
probably
full
fine.
suitless at this point is pretty easy to do, like with all of the suitless items. But you still don't want to see like a gravity at the boss at Dragon, right? Like
Yeah.
that just doesn't make the seed better. That doesn't make the randomizer better.
Right. So, boss number 2 coming here for BrakeJake. Again, this is the worst outcome because it's Fantoon here. The one of the 4 major bosses that does not come attached to an item room. It's just Fantoon here with, you know, spooky vibes and blue flames. So, Ace does look like she wants to save. That door is normally red. It hasn't been in randomizer for a while, but
Yeah,
shout
I
outs
think
to
Varia
Amber
also
Doors.
made that a blue door.
It's not necessary, but it is the case.
Yeah. Well, I think Varia initially made all of the saves and the refills blue doors, and then Dash adapted that as well. It doesn't know that the sandpit can't be gravity.
I kind of don't know. I dislike this because I was like, she doesn't know it's not spring ball, so like obviously we know that like the only like useful thing in like any way is grapple that could be here. But
Grapple would be pretty useful. I do think this is just a gravity check, and unfortunately, we know that it cannot be gravity. At least it's a fairly easy check with space jump.
it's just like she's in a spot where she would like to just be able to beat the game, but again, unless you're Crystal Flash interrupting at Dragon,
You don't.
that's still kind of difficult. Yeah, you had space jump. You didn't have to do the more difficult break free trick.
It's gonna give BrakeJake some time to catch up, unless he also does this. And it's just an E-tank. Wow. We do have the save though, so it's okay.
Yep.
Saves a little bit.
I mean,
of time.
it's totally possible that, you know, like, I mean, Dragon could just have the grapple beam, which would be kind of funny.
It's possible. It's never gonna expect you to fight Dragon without gravity, so.
That also didn't used to be the case, but I think that was an oversight based on the response to people finding that out.
Probably.
Yeah, we are going to see Snail Climb, which, you know, is easier if you have that spring ball that BrakeJake has.
It's easier, but with high jump, it's not too bad either way. Just have to know how to do it, and I'm sure Ace knows how to do it.
So, 50-50 chance we're going to find the gravity suit here, and then Ace is for sure just in a pretty commanding lead. In other scenarios, we got to be, you know, slightly more careful and or more skilled here in East Meridia to make sure that we get out. But yeah, I mean, crate short charges, I think, are the crate floor and the Dragon floor the same distance? It feels like it's the same level of short charge, if not very similar.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I have no clue.
I mean, yeah, I don't know specifically. I'm just like going off of the vibes. Like it feels like they're
I know it's
basically
possible
the
to
same.
short charge grade floor, and that's the only thought I've ever put into it.
Right.
BrakeJake, it's got a couple supers here at the back of LN that Ace skipped. This is kind of crazy ammo, 2575, which is enough, more than enough even.
I mean, shoot, 75 supers is almost enough on its own if you refilled all the doors, funnily enough. Like, it's enough damage, it's not enough to break the glass. Like, that's the actual problem, funnily enough.
It's not going super well for Ace. I don't love being on this side of the fight.
Yeah,
but
I don't know why we're on the side that can't damage you versus the side that can't, but we're alive. We had a Crystal Flash and reserves, so it was all totally
50-50 here.
fine.
If this is gravity, Ace should be in a spot to close it out. If not, things are still interesting. And also, D-Web is winning the seed by 10 minutes by doing the Mama Turtle play.
It's SGLIVE, and
Boy.
Ace doesn't want to collect it, which is understandable, but yeah.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't get turned on automatically, in Dash. If you have Plasma and pick up SGLIVE, it keeps your Plasma on, so you don't just have to menu. But it's still a fanfare that you kind of just get owned by.
So yeah, Gravity's at Mama Turtle.
Yeah,
There's
Gravity
no other
has
option.
to be at Mama Turtle at this point. BrakeJake, as long as he doesn't go to the sand pit, is gonna catch up a little bit, and then it just comes down to how quickly Ace can get the spike suit out of Dre versus how fast BrakeJake can DSBJ out. Obviously, Ace still in a slight lead. But
You would definitely Spark is the better option in both of those situations. It's just that BrakeJake doesn't have to. But yeah, again, you would rather have Grapple Beam for this room, because, especially honestly, like, you might have been okay if SGLIVE had turned on because you're not gonna destroy these enemies with Plasma Ice. But you know, here we are.
yeah, it's actually gonna be awkward. Yeah, freezing this Moctroid by shooting down would kill the one on the bottom for Ace. Actually,
yeah, she did turn that SGLIVE on. Shout outs to SGLIVE.
Yep.
Yeah, just as long as you don't drop your space jump here, you're totally fine. And if you do, you are kind of really not fine, but we're fine.
Here's this easy snow climb though for BrakeJake. Also a little bit faster. You don't have to turn around the snail over and over. You can just keep springballing on, holding the snail.
And yeah, we've been talking about, you know, everything that's going on here as far as, you know, East Meridian where Gravity Suit is. And yeah, we talked about it. Ace, like, Kraid is right out the front of East Meridian. Like, that is where Kraid is. And unless Kraid just gives Ace grapple, she's either going to get Gravity, which is not close, or she's CF interrupting, and that is also, you know, I guess I'm assuming that BrakeJake can double springball jump, which I don't know for certain. But like,
it's not too hard of a trick. BrakeJake actually needs to be careful. How many okay, we have plenty. We're fine.
Yeah.
I would have kept a little bit, just in case, though, just to like have the extra hit, the iframes.
This is gonna be charge. Watch. Oh. It was a beam.
We're wispy.
So, yeah.
Not that we want to find charge there. It'd kind of just be insult to injury after picking up as much ammo as we did.
Ace has to use her thinker. I'm sure it will come very quickly. Yeah. She's like, wait a minute. I have to get out of here. It's fine. It's totally fine. Oh, BrakeJake, please don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. It's not worth it.
No,
okay, maybe. Wait. If Springball just gets you up, it maybe is worth it. But I don't think it
does. Doesn't now. You have to do that little bounce because now you just fall too far in the sand and it's not enough. There you go. Yeah. I think that cost more than 7 seconds though, but
yeah.
Whatever. He's actually having a little bit of trouble short charging. Hopefully, can get that.
She's pressing down early. She definitely. I feel like the taps are good enough if she just goes all the way through. And yeah, again, Plasma not great for. Oh, she's having a little bit of trouble there with the placement. You do really want to just be perfectly lined up with that tile, but given you're charging in this room and it's a little bit awkward, like you don't really know how the like whole transition like affects the the timer or whatever. But
BrakeJake actually froze both Moctroids in the same spot.
Which isn't great. You do have space jump here, so all you have to do is break.
Fine. Actually, it might end up being better because it's just we don't have to worry about the second one. You just be nice and cozy.
You can see Ace is trying to line it up, but you kind of don't have the time to line it up, and jumping is how she's messed it up twice. So, again, BrakeJake is getting time here. Oh, be careful. Be careful.
Jump, but
Moctroids do 90 damage suitless, so that's 45.
Oh my god, that's actually heartbreaking.
He didn't save in East Meridia like Ace did.
No, he didn't because he didn't check the sand page. He just went. Oh my god, I was like stunned. I didn't. I realized what was happening. I didn't have time to say it.
I can't even tell you for sure if he has Spring Ball right now. That's the.
I don't
Oh, he's
think
pausing
he does.
for
He's
me.
actually gonna check.
He does have Spring Ball. He has Spring Ball.
Okay.
Thanks for letting us know, Break. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much close the deal on what still had the potential to be a pretty exciting finish here, depending on how Ace handles Dragon.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, in
That's a
theory,
rough one.
if Ace just completely shambles Dragon and BrakeJake realizes that gravity has to be Mama Turtle, it's not impossible to catch up.
Yeah, it would be a
I
lot
would
of
certainly
shambles.
hope not, because that means we have to see some pretty bad shambles. But it is technically a thing that could happen. I don't want to discount the possibility.
I'm not gonna bring up a shambolic race that may have happened last year on Ace's part that had a somewhat similar scenario. We're not gonna bring that up at all. It's not gonna happen again. We learn from our mistakes around here.
I think it was a
Oh
bit
yeah,
of
you
a
can
mistake
see.
going this way, by the way, instead of doing the ice clip.
Yeah,
Go to front of me.
specifically without grapple, I agree that you just want to reverse ice clip. I also think that she's thinking about the Crystal Flash interrupt and is farming at a place that's going to give her a bunch of energy and not mini crade, which would only give her supers.
Well, at this point, I think you'd rather have the supers than the health. Also, you need a bomb.
Oh yeah,
clip
that's what
out.
I'm saying. You should just do the mini crate farm and not this, because you're going to want to get rid of all this health.
Okay, that works. There's a couple ways out of those sand pits, but if you don't know them, you can be very sad.
Having high jump definitely helps with not being super duper in shambles. Yeah, we are. Well, we're either snail climbing again. We're gonna have to do these 2 tall underwater wall jumps, which are fine. If you're
Yeah,
like a
hard,
super duper gangster, it's actually really funny because those are bomb blocks now and not power bomb blocks. If you beat the snail there really early, you can like just bomb out one of them and then use the snail to like jump up and be cool. But Spring Ball also helps with that, which she doesn't have. So yeah, here we are. Crade's Lair is right here. It's our final boss. Ace is gonna
Looks
have
like
to show off some
BrakeJake is
tech.
not thinking about the Mama Turtle, so it's just gonna go straight back to LN, unfortunately.
So, yeah, the awkward part about doing Dragon this way is that, I mean, we don't even have charge yet. Like, funnily enough, I was joking about charge. Charge would have been good for Ace there because, like, then you kill Dragon quickly. Because
Yeah. I mean, it's
Speed of
fine.
Interrupt takes a bunch of your ammo, and she's only got 12 supers. If you, depending on how early you interrupt, you don't lose all 10 of them. But like, this is not a ton of ammo for Dragon, which has 6,000 health.
It's fine, but they do have to farm mini crade a few times to actually have Dragon killing ability. BrakeJake's actually having some trouble with this lava dive, by the way. I think the shambles of the death are kind of affecting his movements, I would say.
Just like the most normal thing that can possibly happen to a person.
Yeah, believe it or not, if you have ever played a tournament race, you will know the feeling. Unless you've just never died in a tournament race, in which case, you're not my friend.
Right.
Oh, Zostas definitely died in tournament races.
I remembered once BrakeJake got to this elevator that this is where Ice Beam was, so the tracker will briefly show the lack of Ice Beam and then we'll go right back. So yeah, Ace turned off the suit so that damage came at double the rate.
Right. There's actually kind of a funny situation here where you really want your grapple beam to be able to damage down in this room effectively, but if you have the grapple beam, then you don't need to worry about it. So now, since we do have to worry about it, we just have to be sad. I also would have emptied the reserves. Ace had the opportunity at almost full health to empty the reserves and get rid of the excess, but he didn't opt to do that. So we'll see how this goes. It looks like Dragon.
And I think she only picked up one of the reserves, right? So Dragon hits are actually pretty spooky.
That's true. A Dragon hit would be lethal if the reserve is full, because the iframes reset.
Yeah.
Just like that.
So you either just want to empty the reserves, or you want to manual reserves, or you want to drain them down to like 20. That way you don't get double hit.
Yeah. I
There are
think
options.
I would just drain the reserves completely. I also might be tempted to like farm mini crate and then go back and save again. If you're not super confident in this, just so you don't have to keep farming mini crate. That might be a bit excessive though.
Oh,
Actually,
she's leaving. I
huh.
don't hate it, kind
Yeah,
of.
how close is Mama Turtle? Because again,
I
she
mean,
should
it's
know
West
that
Meridia
Mama
is
Turtle has
double
gravity.
Green Bryn and double Upper Norfair, so kind of not close.
Okay, I mean, Upper North is right
Oh no,
here.
yeah, we're right here at Upper Norfair, so semi-close.
Yeah, this is fine. And again, we know that this will be fast enough.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that we made it all the way through the East Meridia, but then Dragon is what's stopping us, like you said. Spring Ball, also putting in value, but again, the unfortunate death from BrakeJake is.
Yeah. And I said it, like Coliseum with Space Jump, it's fine if you don't lose your Space Jump, but if you do, it's kind of not fine. Especially in the health situation that BrakeJake is in. And of course, again, the missing piece of all of this puzzle is the grapple beam, which is just like at Shack Tool or something, because the seed is funny. And that would have made BrakeJake have, easy farming in the Batoon bugs, or, easier climbing things, and just,
What
lots of
items have
stuff.
we not seen? It's just the deep East Meridia items, right? And the 2 crate items.
Yeah, it'd be the 2 at Crade, and then
Plasma Shack.
what?
Last 2.
Plasma Shack. And 2 of those are
And Mama Turtle.
Charge and Grapple.
Charge, grapple, 2 E-tanks.
2 E-tanks, because we've seen all the reserves. Ace is taking the slower but safer route to Mama Turtle here. You don't have to worry about that on Morph. And frankly, it's not that much slower. And you have Plasma, so these pirates aren't a problem. Unless you just don't want to kill them because pacifism? I don't know.
Preserving the local wildlife. Ignore what happens at the end of the game.
I mean, that's Mama Turtle. That's Mama Turtle. Mama Brain. Mother Brain. It's not
Mama
Samus.
Brain. It's not Samus's fault. She's tried her hardest. How could
There's
she have
Gravity
known?
Suit. We have known that for several minutes. And this has been a bit of a shambolic group here the past couple of days, other than Nick, who decides to run 47s for fun.
Yeah, Nick Player is
first match
a
yesterday.
scary opponent. I bring that up because if I know how brackets work, I think, assuming I win my group, which isn't guaranteed, obviously, but I think Nick Player would be a nice
4-5, yeah.
second round matchup.
Yep, the 4-5. That is definitely how it would work, assuming you
He's
both
just
win.
aiming
Yeah,
for the tournament.
he's one of those people. He hasn't been around for super duper long. As the person who had to seed everyone, it was he was difficult because on the one hand, he is clearly very talented and had extremely good results last year, and on the other hand, he had literally 3 events total. One of them was a team event, Random League Season 4, and it's just like, you have bracket luck, which is impossible to figure out value, and you have who was and wasn't in a tournament and all that kind of thing. But on the other hand, like, he got third in 2 tournaments last year. His losses were literally a series to Zeb, a series to Kip, and a single game to Audra in the Swiss stage. So like a lot of people are doing that or worse, if we're being frank. So he's really good, and
There are not many players who have put up the results in the last few tournaments like Nick Player has. This was a superhero.
Like,
Break.
it
Back up to 70.
basically, if someone had been doing that consistently, they'd be seeded even higher than Nick is. And he's already the 5th seed, so you can do with that information what you will. There are people, Ace has been around a little bit longer, definitely had a fair bit of success. Was on that Randall League team that made it all the way to the semifinals. She's had pretty decent solo results, as also, I think Mystery was a little bit disappointing for her. Swiss stage didn't go super great, did make it in the playoffs, but then ran into Fringo, another one of those newer players who's been kind of killing it. So We'll see how things shake out. We are a little bit over halfway through the month here. Probably
Ace
a
was
little
also
over halfway through the matches.
Ace was also a door rando player back when like Alucard and Solsky were doing door randos myself. So
She also
always have to
joined the
give
last
them
couple.
props for that as one of the door rando enjoyers, one of the last ones left.
She also joined the last couple of Hard Way to Hell tournaments, so that'll definitely increase your bag of tricks as far as what you're able to do, and also just put you in positions that in some ways it can be a double-edged sword, because she put herself in a position where it's like, hey, I can do this Dragon, but it's difficult and it might lose time if I mess it up, where like someone who doesn't even have that ability is just gonna go probably get gravity or have spring ball for a long time. But
Barking is actually kind of scary now, and I think Ace is just going to finish the fight with ammo. Like,
nothing wrong with that.
in theory, at chain damage, that would deal as much as AceZero's health is unlikely. We're actually not even going to bother checking the last items, so our charge and grapple will remain unknown. It's possible that grapple was right there, and actually fairly likely. Given that
it's 25% chance we do only have 4 items outstanding. But you probably would rather not know that grapple was there, so I don't hate not checking, frankly.
I would be too curious. I would want to know. But it is a tournament race. For all Ace knows, things are very close. And she needs all the seconds she can get.
For sure.
Of course, we know that's not the case. I believe she has all 4 bosses.
She
bullying
does.
the tracker to track
And
there we go.
there's also an extra boss on the other side too. But yeah.
The route to Turian is pretty nice. We just cross criteria. It's not the best thing ever, but it's only 2 areas to get through, which is better than it could be. See if we get this cool. Oh, we didn't even go for it. Just got the ice. Use the ice beam. I'm a big fan of that space jump trick to get up Red Tower. Where you
it looks and it feels cool
up at the same time. It feels really cool, even though it doesn't even save that much time.
Sometimes you want to save time, sometimes you want to look cool. They're both acceptable terms.
Well, I mean, you're doing both. You're just not saving very much time compared to doing a hero shot or down back. Down grab.
I will say, yeah, the space jump strat is definitely cool looking, but the down grab is also very cool looking. As someone who can't do that one.
That one.
So hopefully we take a little bit less damage on this not friendly snake, and that'll be better for the Coliseum, which again, hopefully you just don't drop your space jump. Yeah, Ace has, the only thing she has to worry about now is ammo, and we have a full super pack over, 2 door refill minimum.
So. Right now. I think BrakeJake has hit like 4 supers.
Fun fact about Batoon, it's not enemy hitboxes, it's projectile hitboxes for reasons that no one will ever understand. So they kind of suck.
It wouldn't be so bad if like the segment of Batoon right before her head, his head, wasn't also a projectile hitbox. If it was just a little bit more generous, it wouldn't be bad at all. But here we are, 30 years later, still getting owned by Batoon hitbox.
I like Ace's strat in that second room. It's kind of a custom thing, but just jump up into that bomb and not have to deal with the more optimal, more difficult strats.
I didn't see it because I was looking up Batoon's gender. Looks like it doesn't have. Wiki just says it's an it. So
I mean, we definitely I feel like, you know, we all call Dragon Mama Shrimp, which is like not like canon lore, like official or anything, unless it's part of the manga, and I just don't know that. But you know, I don't think the
I
game
mean, the
specifies.
manga is canon, anyways.
What could be more canon than head canon anyway?
Listen,
Ooh.
if you go in depth in the overarching Metroid lore, it's a place you will not come back from. There is a lot of nonsense if you try to put everything all together.
Ace had an unfortunate straight jump there in Baby Skip, so missed that. But again, time-wise, she'll be fine. She's gonna put that potentially second slowest win here at a little bit farther of a time. I don't think anyone's beating P-Toil. I certainly hope no one beats P-Toil's slowest win from yesterday. Yeah. Hopefully both runners are able to recover from everything that has transpired in this race. I know BrakeJake having experience with that yesterday. You know, you just kind of gotta be able to shake things off and, you know, go back to basics and just play a second race. We do have a second one coming up here.
This is the race 1 of 2. So after all of this, we have to do another one. At least BrakeJake has finally made it to this grade fight. Oh, that was a super blocked for Ace, but that's okay.
She did missile that first door, so we're basically back to even if we hadn't, which again was plenty enough.
We'll have 2 supers of leeway, which for a runner of Ace's caliber should be enough. I'm gonna take the save though.
I mean, I'm fine with that because at this point you're probably figuring it's not close because you think if your opponent did well or better or didn't have shambles, they would have beaten you a while ago. And, you know, very unlikely that 2 runners shambles specifically in the exact same way to where it would still be close at this point. Although, you know, possible, but unlikely. Yeah, BrakeJake also barely misaligned that spark, but with the spring ball, was high enough that I think this is worth it to just get out of here.
Again, I actually think it's fairly close if BrakeJake just goes straight to Mama Turtle after the death. Oh, that's a super blocked.
Yeah.
We're going to be as careful as possible. I think we need one more. Yeah.
So, 4 missiles of leeway.
Should be fine. But if not, we have the save, so it's alright.
Jake also needs to remember that this is not the way to go out. I don't think we've missed any yet. I think I prefer missiles at the start and then supers at the end, but it probably doesn't really matter that much.
It's kind of funny. I used to do that to make the catch-up phase easier. Nowadays, I do that because it actually, Ace has Very On, right?
I don't know why she wouldn't.
Surely. Alright, we're fine. But I actually do supers at the end of the fight because it speeds up the laggy part of the fight. This catch-up causes a bunch of lag.
Good point,
So,
yeah.
It is technically better to save your supers to the end. It also means you don't have to count if you're doing like a low beam damage fight with 15 supers. You can just shoot until the catch-up comes out and then use your supers on the rest of the fight. Don't have to worry about keeping track of how many shots you've done.
Oh, see, when I have charge, I do ammo first because that way I don't have to count. And if you especially if you have like a weirder combo, like technically you're like wasting ammo if you keep 15 and wait for catch-up because it comes after 75%. But that is very
well, usually
yeah.
I'll keep 14.
That snail was too fast.
Yeah, that's tough. You don't want to shoot the snail because it'll do that. I didn't realize that BrakeJake had. I was like, what happened there? Shot the snail. Another win for pacifism. You also don't need to keep the snail on screen it will move off screen.
Yeah.
One of the few enemies that does so.
And also, the snails have the weird property where they move depending on which direction you're looking at them versus not at them. But specifically, when you enter the room, it doesn't matter until you like turn around a couple times or something weird.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter until it's on screen and you look away from it. Even the enemies that move off screen.
Yeah. So we're up and right here. BrakeJake just has to kill a Dragon, which again, if he can double spring ball jump, is fine. He's got a bajillion ammo, but he's not going to Crade. He also isn't going to Upper Norfair, which is how he will get to Gravity. So
I wonder if this is a forgot to do. I forgot we hadn't done that boss. BrakeJake's gonna make it all the way to Turian, and suddenly there's gonna be a statue that doesn't break.
G3 would be the perfect ending to this race. I don't even think he would get there, but it would be fun.
I think he will, but it's gonna be like at the same time. Be really close.
Yeah, I think this actually might be the last of the 3 Super Metroid randomizers where there's like no checklist for your objectives. Because I know Map Rando has it now. I know Varia has that now. It's like an extra little menu, extra little screen on the pause menu. I don't particularly care to add that, frankly.
Well, BrakeJake's actually going up to Green Bryn. Maybe vanilla muscle memory there.
That is another way to get to. I mean, it is another way to get to West Meridia, but yeah.
Well, now he won't be able to see it. Ace is just going to make it in time. Probably would have either way.
So Ace is going to be the one to finish this one out. A little over 90 minutes, but we did get there eventually. That official race time is 1 hour 30 and 50 seconds. BrakeJake forfeits here very quickly, and Ace will
luckily not realize his mistake, but also we'll just be able to reset from this one, move on to race 2. I think AceZer0, despite winning, will also have to do some mental reset, also some tech resets. Sounded like she was restarting her computer after the stream delay finished, so it might be a few minutes before we get the next race, but it should be another banger, so y'all don't go anywhere.
Hopefully for more positive reasons and not for the shambolic reasons that have occurred here in race number 1. But we'll see about making sure everything's good. Also, yeah, I've been using BrakeJake because I don't know what's going on with Ace's stream, but there just isn't game audio. So I'll try and see if she can figure that out. And yeah, we'll have race 2 at you. I'm sure everybody needs to get up and stretch those legs and move around a little bit, but an exciting race. And again, everything in this group is still really important, especially because there was a tie yesterday with BrakeJake and P-Toil. So like if BrakeJake can take a race here, like nothing is decided in this group as far as like second place is concerned, presuming that Nick just kind of runs away with first. So it's still really important, especially for BrakeJake. And if you're Ace, you definitely do, the easiest way to get second is to just sweep the rest of your group. So very, very pivotal. The credits will tell us here we're charging Grapple Order, and maybe we'll get a laugh about Grapple behind Dragon, and you could have killed that boss immediately, but no one's doing that. It's just kind of funny.
Get to see that, and then I think we'll take a little break here in the booth as well, get some water, also stretch our legs, whatever else D-Web wants to do.
For sure.
Coming up soon.
Your name probably just passed in the credits and I missed it. Whoops.
True. I always feel bad when I'm asking questions about the logic, given that I wrote the initial pass of area logic. I don't know. It's like
15
a long time
minutes
ago.
in Upper Norfair and 13 in East Meridia.
The 15 in Upper Norfair is actually kind of surprising. It's just like
it was just, well, we were in there early and then we had to go back in there for Lower Norfair, and then she went back there again for West Meridian at the end. So
I guess
that makes sense. So
so
grapple
grapple.
beam, energy tank crate,
Okay.
charge up plasma.
So
Great
grapple was
locations.
after Dragon, and then charge was not gettable. Well, good to know.
Good to know indeed. So yeah, stick around. It will be a little bit. This next race has not started in real time, so we are on 5 minute delay. If we were still on 10 minute delay, we'd have quite a while. But yeah, we only got a little, so it'll be, probably 7 or so minutes. I will be able to just give Ace the stream override whenever everything gets back up. But she may want to, just make sure that all the issues are solved between stream and computer and stuff. But yeah, we'll be back here shortly ish with game number 2. Myself and Derp will be back. I may do better on the tracking, I may not, who knows. But yep. Have a good little break and we'll be back here with game number 2 for you.
See you in a bit.